An eventful day in Buenos Aires continues here at Hebraica. The U18 girls volleyball team of the United States taking on the U18 girls volleyball team of Brazil here in what will likely be a gold medal matchup preview. Aaron Hook next to me, and I'm Ethan Ibe. Great to be with you here, Aaron. A great matchup on hand.
Yeah, absolutely, Ethan.
This is Evelyn Shainfield's USA team. United States gets a kill there. That is Joelle Pearlstein checking into the ball game. Shainfield was the head coach of the U16 team at the 2022 Maccabi that won gold, and she returns several of those players, including Kayla Wasserman as well as Stacy Kalinkina and Katie Lowenstein. Brazil on the attack here, and a kill for Brazil. That one on out of the DC area. Brazil back on the attack. Okay, there's Kay right there with the block to send it back. A free ball for the United States. Kalinkina goes up, but it's blocked back for Brazil.
Yeah, and both teams are bringing two players, kind of synchronizing their leaps, Ethan, to go up and block. So it's been pretty tough for both teams, to get any sort of volley going. It's, kind of been set, bump, serve, and then, a block.
Sophia Levin sends this one out to Zeitz. She hammers it over. Brazil back with it. Now a free ball for the United States. Pushing this one over Kalinkina. Brazil resets. Nice dig there by Levin, the libero for the U.S. Brazil taps it over in the middle. That's a kill for Carolina Block, Brazil. So it'll be Brazil to serve. That's Rai Bachucher beyond the service line with it. She sends it over. Kalinkina is going to have to send a free ball over. Brazil attacking from the left, and that's going to get down. Nina Miller went into a dive to try and grab it, but unable to.
Well, the U.S. is now kind of getting a little overzealous these last two, Ethan. They're going for the big time return, and Brazil is just kind of lightly tapping it and forcing the U.S. to play up near the net.
Brazil with a 6-4 lead here in set one. Again, it's Bachucher to serve. Levin the dig. Going up the middle with it. Kay just bumps it over. And a third consecutive kill for Brazil. Leticia Albaldi on that one. Now a 7-4 lead. The U.S. has just been out of system these last couple of points. One of the things that Evie Shainfield really hammered home was how this team responds from the negative outcomes, and they bounce back quicker. So one tipped in the air. On the left side, sent over by Al-Bagli. The U.S. on the attack. Carolyn Kay. This one dug out. Again, Levin with an incredible dig there. From the left side, Kalinkina hits it, but it's going to fall for Brazil. 4 points in a row for the Brazilians, lead at 8-4.
And we have some Brazilian fans right in front of us here, Ethan. So, they've traveled very well. They've got a large crowd on tap, and they've silenced the American fans sitting next to them.
Yeah, pretty decent crowd here in Hebraica. Again, this likely a gold medal matchup looking down the line. Semifinals will be scheduled for tomorrow as Kay sends it over for the U.S. From the left side, it's Leticia Al-Bagli again, her second kill of this set. Now 5 in a row for Brazil. It's 9-4. Again, it'll be Bachucher to serve for Brazil. Here it is. Levin lets it go, and that's a service error USA finally back on the board.
Yeah, they needed that one after, 5 consecutive on the side of Brazil, just to, kind of rotate a little bit. U.S. kind of catch their breath here, as it'll be Clinton at a serve.
Lincoln sends it over. This one tipped away by the libero, saved on a dive by Simonson, and Brazil gets it over. How about that? Carolyn Kay has it tip off, and that's going to be a point for the U.S. There may have been a net violation there, Aaron.
So now some momentum the other way here for the United States.
9-6, Brazil still has the lead. Kalinka once again to serve. She was one of those gold medalists a year and a half ago in Israel with U16. This one was sent over on a dive by Bachucher from the left side. Zeitz with the attack. Brazil now from the left side. That one down for Bagley again. Cross court on that kill. It's 10-6. One of the keys to the game for the U.S. coming out strong, and Brazil has outdone them so far. Carolina block sends it over for Brazil. Punched over by Zeitz. And too strong on the attack by Isabella Simonson. A point for the U.S. 10-7.
And again, with the Brazilian fans in front of us making a lot of noise, United States has got to kind of keep that energy up on their side as well. Got to find a way to respond, keep engaged in the game.
Okay to serve, and she sends it right into the net. Service error. She'll be so.
That time, Brazil pretty much gets a free one off the net violation with the serve.
Typical regulation match, best of 5 sets, each to 25. Got to win by 2. As this one batted away by Nina Miller, unable to return that serve, and Brazil goes up 12-7. The U.S. wants to get back in this set, and then moving forward as well. Kalinkina, and then to Wasserman, and set back over for the United States kill. That was Neda Saban.
Yeah, nice job by Saban again. Kind of making that read while she was in the air, right? You had 3 Brazilian players leap up for the block, and again, she just kind of taps it over.
Wasserman to serve for the U.S. Brazil from the left side, and sent back by a pair of Americans. Neda Saban, as well as Joelle Pearlstein, combined for the block. 12-9, Brazil still up by 3. That was just out on the serve there. So Brazil tacks on another.
Yeah, and these, again, freebies, I'll call them on serves, are the mistakes that the U.S. has to avoid. And Coach Shanefield said, a strength of her team she feels is how they are able to respond, like you said, Ethan, to those mistakes. So we'll see if they can do it here midway through this set.
First time we've seen the U.S. really struggle at all in this tournament, as Brazil records a service error from Al-Bagley. Now a 13-10 game. The Morgan Zeitz to serve. Dug out there, and that one out of bounds. As Manuela Garcia, the libero, unable to corral that one. USA closes the gap to 2. Zeitz once again back to serve. Sends that one over, bumped up by Bachucher. Garcia, Bachucher again, sent back by the U.S. Brazil on the attack again. Levin with a dig. Wasserman sets. Brazil tries it again. That one down, right in between everybody. Took a little bit off that one for the kill.
Yeah, and Levin, you saw number 7 with the return on the one before the kill there for Brazil. She's the libero, like you talked about earlier, wearing that red US of A jersey. And the libero, for those who don't know, is usually the team's best defender. You can only defend for so long, though, Ethan.
U.S. on the attack and sent back by Brazil. Combining on that one, Carolina blocked Isabella Simonson.
I think it was out of bounds, so they're going to hand it to the U.S.
My mistake. So ruled an attack error then on Brazil.
A game of inches, Ethan.
It is indeed. So 14-12. Brazil's still up just by a pair. And unable to handle that serve that time was Carolina block. USA closes the gap to 1. The mistakes in the last several points by Brazil are starting to cost them here. They've let that 5-point lead slip away. Tipped over, batted back by Kay. Bumped up by Wasserman, set for Zeitz. Kalinkina, too strong that time. Sends it to the far back right corner. So Brazil back with the serve. It's going to be Simonson. On the right side, Wasserman the set. Perlstein with a big swing there, but corralled by Brazil. Levin with the dig, but U.S. unable to keep it alive, and Brazil takes a 3-point lead. Neither team's called a timeout just yet. Both have 2 30-second timeouts per set. Once again, it's Simonson. Levin bounces that one way back. Zeitz with the save and sent over by Perlstein. Trying to keep that alive for the U.S. And now that one down for Brazil. A soft touch there for the kill. Brazil extends the lead to 4. And now a timeout called by the United States. Well, we talked about Evie Shanefield, the head coach for the U18 club. She was on the U16. She was the U16 head coach a year and a half ago. 4 of those players returned, and with more on one of them, here is Charlie Benheim.
Gold at the 2022 Maccabi Games. In high school, she started on the varsity team since freshman year, winning MVP both sophomore and junior seasons. And when I asked her about the competition, she said, it's so cool to have all these players come from different places in America, bring their own unique skill set and mindset, and kind of blend them all together into one cohesive unit. So excited to see her and the team play against Brazil today. Back to you up in the booth.
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, Wasserman's going to be absolutely crucial for the United States in this tournament. And when you talk about a setter, they are probably the most important player on the court. They're essentially running the offense, facilitating everything. If you want to compare it to anything, I'd say a quarterback of a football team is the best comparison.
I like that.
17-13 Brazil looking to close out set 1. The U.S. can't keep that one alive. Wasserman tried to bump it up, but it went straight into the net. Now Brazil clear by 5. See if Evie Shanefield's speech can rally the troops here for the U.S. As that one unable to be handled by the U.S. again. Another point for Brazil. I'm noticing the last couple of points, the U.S. just seems completely out of system. They are not able to handle these serves.
Yeah, and out of the timeout, Coach Shanefield, you'd figure coming out of that timeout, you'd be a bit more in control and kind of aware of what you want to do, but Brazil has really, again, as the U.S. would get one back here, Coach was talking to us about how she wanted her unit to respond to adversity well. Well, Brazil is doing a really good job of that as well. Every time, Ethan, the U.S. kind of inches close to tying up the set here, Brazil has found a way to kind of stretch it out a little bit more.
Sending this one over and out of bounds on the serve was Nina Miller. That one just spun off her hand. Out wide left.
Interesting to see as well the substitution patterns for the U.S., how involved the 4 on the bench will be. We've seen a couple of substitutions already.
You can also expect the setter Wasserman to be swapped out every other set in favor of Ali Cohen. The two share the role. Brazil on the attack here. They're going to send a free ball over for the U.S. Carolyn Kay got it. That one tipped by Brazil, but was able to get it past him.
Yeah, Kay's going to be a force up top. And, obviously two very talented teams, Ethan. We've seen that both off to 2-0 starts. The difference is going to be the communication of both teams. In volleyball, you got to know who's on your left, who's behind you, what role you're going to play.
And tips off the net. Garcia digs it out for Brazil. Sent over by Simonson. Levin. Kay pops it over. Brazil from the left side. Levin once again. Can they save it? Not quite. A kill for Letitia Albagli. You talk about communication, Aaron. One of the more interesting things about the Maccabi games is the fact that these teams don't get a whole lot of chances to practice beforehand.
Absolutely.
And they started practicing just about a week ago when they got here. Some of these players, of course, played on the U16 team a year and a half ago. They've really taken over at the leadership role, but you have to kind of go from scratch every time when you have a bunch of new players. So it'll be Brazil to serve here. They're 3 points away from claiming set one. Gabriela Figueiredo sends it over. Massive swing there by Zeitz, but it's batted back. Brazil on the attack. Tipped over and a kill for Brazil. Bagley again. Now the second timeout taken by the United States.
Yeah, and you mentioned the communication, the importance of just being vocal, literally just talking, having call-outs. On the side of Brazil, Carolina Block has done an excellent job. You can see her mouth moving on almost every play. And so, I think it's a great point by you, Ethan. Not a lot of practice time. It's a quick turnaround from game to game. But I honestly think, the time in the hotel, the time going out together, just bonding, I think that's where you kind of learn your teammates and, you learn their tendencies. And obviously when you get out there on the court, you have that connection. And obviously everybody here being Jewish automatically gives you something in common. So I think it's easier to relate to some of your teammates and, again, kind of have that connection off the court, which will help you be better on the court.
Right, and obviously not the best start today, but Shanefield has said this team has gelled especially quickly. Only lost, like you said, one set out of the 7 they've played so far in the group stage. Winner of this game will play Argentina tomorrow in the semifinals. Loser will face Israel in the semifinals as well. And Brazil now will have earned set point here as that one falls. Gabriela Figueiredo to serve. Here we go. Tips off the net, diving dig, Levin. From the left side, Zeitz blocked away. That's Lorena Bynes, who claims set one for Brazil, 25-15. Incredible start for Brazil here. The U.S. really going to have to start coming back here.
Yeah, I mean, right at the end of that set, you saw Zeitz with a couple of massive spikes, like you said, or, trying to go for a couple of massive kills, and that will yield some massive returns. And so Brazil takes the first set.
Second set coming up after the break. You're watching Maccabi Media's U16. Welcome back to Maccabi Media's coverage of U18 girls volleyball, United States and Brazil. Brazil taking a 1-0 set lead. Ethan Ibe alongside Aaron Hook here at Hebraica. What does the U.S. have to do to bounce back here, Aaron?
Yeah, I think a lot of those, first set plays that maybe a play or a nice save was made by the U.S. I think they're getting a little too amped up, and that's, I think, a little weird to say or perhaps unorthodox. Obviously, you want to come into this one playing a very good team in Brazil, both teams undefeated. You want to have your emotions high, Ethan, but I think the U.S. needs to control them a little bit better because, again, I think they're going for the big play, and sometimes it just hasn't worked out. Brazil is a very good counter-attacking team, as we've seen, and that's played into their favor so far.
Kill for Brazil to start us off. Morgan Zeitz unable to handle that one on the U.S. side. So 1-0. And definitely the serve reception has been a bit of an issue for the Americans so far. Levin starts it off with a dig. Popped over there by Neda Saban. She gets the kill. Didn't put too much on it, just softly sent it over.
Yeah, we've seen that, again, a couple of times when either team overcommits. Just that, soft little tap, what you talked about, Ethan, is all you really need. You don't need to go for the monster kill in a lot of situations. You can make that read while you're in the air and just play it as it is.
Zeitz, the South Florida native, sends it over. Brazil attacking from the right side, and that one good. Just barely touches down on the line. That one, once again, Letitia Abagli. Brazil takes a 2-1 lead. They're led by head coach Alexander Rosenberg. First couple of games, they beat Argentina 3-0 and Israel 3-1. Both teams 2-0 in group play. On the right side, that's Perlstein, sent out by Brazil. Zeitz the dig. Wasserman sets. And Kalinkina, can she finish it? Not quite. Brazil able to save it. And there is Neda Saban getting the kill. Too many touches on that defensive possession there by Brazil. We're tied up at 2. Saban now will serve out of Demarest, New Jersey. And no one there, nobody home on that one for Brazil after Al-Bagli received the serve, and the U.S. takes a 3-2 lead. And a little bit of miscommunication there on the Brazil side. Again, Saban sends it over. And that's going to be a block for the U.S. Carolyn Kay showing up there alongside Perlstein, combining for the block.
Yeah, when you have your two tallest players up front, Ethan, it's going to yield good results right there. Nice job, Perlstein and Kay, again, synchronizing that leap and sending it back.
Brazil earns the kill that time. Isabella Simonson closes the gap to 1. It'll be Lorena Bynes to serve for Brazil here. It'll be Kalinkina to push it over. On the right side, nice dig by Zeitz. Free ball for Brazil, and now the play whistle dead. Brazil awarded the point. Tied up at 4 here in set 2. That one down for the U.S. Joelle Perlstein gets the kill.
Yeah, Perlstein just put that one where nobody was, Ethan. Perfect placement. Going cross court that time.
Perlstein playing in her first Maccabi Games. Brother played in the Pan Am Games previously.
family ties.
That one sent over by the U.S. Pushed over on the attack now. Brazil sends it back. Bumped up by Zaitz. Kalinkina can't quite save it. Goes off the wall for a Brazil point. We're tied at 5 again. It'll be Simonson to serve. Levin sets it up, but nobody's home for the U.S. Looked like she wanted to send something over to the left side, and nobody was there to get it. So Brazil takes a 6-5 lead. And the first lead of set 2. They claimed the first set 25-15. Really dominated all throughout. Kay in the front row tried to send it over, but sent back by Carolina Black.
And this is kind of the story of, what was the first story of the first set, Ethan. Kind of back and forth to start, and then Brazil started to pull away a little bit. Can't let that happen again if you're the U.S.
Simonson to serve. Be a free ball for Brazil. And there's Carolina Kay getting a block. Like we said, 6'1", the tallest American out there. Which makes it a 1-point game, 7-6. Just getting up there, left hand, sent it back. The Kalinkina on the serve. And Brazil engineers, but can't quite get it in. That one just off the back stripe. Ties it up at 7. Couple in a row for the U.S. Kalinkina out of Brooklyn. She was one of those players under Evie Shanefield at the 22 Maccabi and U16 that won gold. And once again, Brazil getting on the board. That one tipped on the fingertips of the U.S. It's 8-7. Zaitz behind the back flips it over. Play whistle dead, and Brazil awarded the point. Brazil now clear by 2. It'll be Raya Bachucha to serve. Kalinkina now 11 with the free ball. Brazil trying to attack from the left. Kay gets a hand on it. Sent over. Wasserman for Kay. Tips, hits the net, but falls. And a kill for the U.S. 9-8.
Yeah, and Kay showing your versatility as you looked at the replay here. Wasserman sets it, and it just makes it over the net there for Caroline Kay, who has that extensive volleyball background. Her mom, Jennifer, is the U16 coach, so.
Runs in the family.
Yeah.
She's back to serve, gets it over. Brazil from the left side has the kill once again. Letitia Al-Bagley. Diving attempt to save it by Kalinkina. Now a 10-8 Brazil lead.
Yeah, and again, U.S. with 2 blockers going after it there, and Brazil able to split them for the kill.
Kay subbed off. Wasserman the first to it, Levin. And that's going to be a kill for the U.S. Morgan Zaitz. Brazil got a hand on it, but it was deflected behind them.
And you see Zaitz here. I mean, she's got to have the most powerful, I think, swing out of anybody on this U.S. team. Again, she's always looking to make a statement with her kills. Zaitz out of Boca Raton, Florida. It's your neck of the woods, Ethan.
Yeah, some 20 minutes away from me, actually. Brazil back with it. And they've got a kill. Once again, it's Al-Bagley.
So no one really able to gain further momentum here, Ethan. These last few, back and forth. Brazil remains up 2.
Brazil had a 5-point lead early in set 1 before the U.S. started their comeback. They were able to make it close, but then Brazil pulled away for a 10-point victory, 25-15. There's Joelle Pearlstein on the left side. She's got a kill. And once again, it's drawn back to 1 point.
Yeah, and with Kay out of the game, Pearlstein is going to have to play that kind of attacking role up front, number 23 for the U.S. As you see the replay here, nice job getting up, finding the hole in the defense, bringing the U.S. within 1.
Back to serve for the U.S. It is Morgan Zeitz. Right hand sends it over. On the right side, a tip. Levin tries to save it, but it goes straight into the net.
Yeah, and a nice effort, though, from Levin. She's kind of that insurance, kind of the safety net, Ethan, when the U.S. does bring 2 and go for kind of that big return and maybe it doesn't work out. As the libero, again, she's kind of that person behind them to make sure it doesn't happen. It's just that time she had to reach out and dive for it, couldn't get to it.
Levin dives to save this one from the right side. Pearlstein batted in the air by Al-Bagley. And a kill for Brazil. It was tipped on the front row by the U.S. and Levin had to go over her head. Kill belongs to Bachucha that time. Once again, Al-Bagley back to serve. She has been incredible so far for Brazil, leading them in kills. Definitely their biggest offensive weapon. Popped over by Katie Lowenstein into the game now. It's to Wasserman. Pearlstein bats it over. Right down the heart goes Neda Saban. It was a strong kill that time and a good set by Levin.
Saban with her 3rd kill here in this set. You look at the replay. You mentioned Wasserman off the feed from Levin. 1, 2, 3, and Saban able to finish it off, and now she'll have to serve.
Brazil looking to get back on the scoreboard. Lowenstein over to Wasserman, who pops it over. There's the kill. A little bit of a juggling act there on the Brazil side. They're unable to send it back, and it's a 1-point game again.
And so now with the libero out of the game for the U.S., it's going to be interesting to see the strategy. They've got their 2 tallest players out there, though, in Pearlstein and Caroline Kay up top.
Saban again to serve. On the right side, back. Kay sends it back. A couple of touches there from Pearlstein. That one not quite down on the double block. Wasserman up the middle for Kay. That one's down. In the back row, it barely stays in, and we're tied at 13 apiece.
Well, one thing you have to love from the Brazilian team there is the resilience. I mean, the tag team of Kay and Pearlstein is pretty tough to contend with. They had, I think, 3 blocks there just on that volley alone. So when those 2 are able to come together and combine up top, you're not getting that thing over the net.
It's certainly been a force in that front row. And Saban with the serve. It's a good one. And dive to save it. Zeitz to Wasserman, right side. Pearlstein, couple of touches. And a free ball. Zeitz fists that one over. Right up the middle. Again, Zeitz saves it. Good volley going on by both sides. A dive there by Saban. Nice right-handed save there by Zeitz. They keep on going. Another dive by Saban. And Perlstein tried to make the block happen, sent it out of bounds. A kill for Brazil. What a point that was. Both sides really with some great stuff there, but Brazil won the day.
Yeah, what a volley. Two very talented teams. And Saban, I mean, yeah, you mentioned the effort, laying out 3 or 4 times there to keep that one alive for the U.S. And unfortunately, the point does go to Brazil.
Lorena Bynes gets this point started. Perlstein, defended by Albagi. And wide right on the attack. U.S. gets back, and they tie it up at 14.
Perlstein's going to come out now as they'll get Levin back in.
Now Brazil's head coach, Alexander Rosenberg, arguing something with the referee. Not quite sure what.
Then you might have been arguing that last call. It was right up against the line. And honestly, he might have had a better look at it from where he's standing.
Maybe
right?
so. Well, he's not happy. That's for sure.
It's a long conversation.
Yeah, and the Brazil fans voicing their displeasure as well. Well, it looks like we're about ready to get back to playing. And as Nina Miller sends it over, taken in the back row by Brazil on the left side. Tipped away by 11 for a Brazil point, and they retake the lead.
Yeah, and that's just a tough one to judge for Levin. I think if she lets that go and maybe gets over the line. But again, just hard.
Brazil's been really good at those cross-court sets so far in this one. They've been keeping the U.S. on their toes for sure.
Have been.
Isabella Simonson's going to serve here for Brazil. The new 1-point lead. They're up 1-0. First set, they won 25-15. Miller to Wasserman. Lowenstein, that's down for a kill. Letitia Albagli went for it, but couldn't quite get her hands on it. Back and forth we go. Katie Lowenstein serves. And that one out of bounds. The libero, Angela Brofman, sent that one out on her own sideline. Now USA retakes the lead. And USA chance break out here at a breakup. See if they can keep the momentum going. Left side, dug out by Brazil. Wasserman for Kay, that's down. A little dumper in the donut that time around, kind of right in the middle of everybody. U.S. clear by 2.
Again, nice placement there by Kay. U.S. starting to roll a little bit here late in the set. Lowenstein again, and an ace. The first we've seen from the U.S. this afternoon. And a timeout by Brazil. And Lowenstein was with the gold medal team last year in Israel. Feeling good right now. The U.S. up 3, Ethan, as they inch closer towards evening up this game after Brazil took the first one.
And down on the Brazil sideline is Charlie Benheim.
I spoke to Coach Evie earlier in this game because I noticed that she was actually instructing her players who were serving where to serve the ball. I asked her, well, where are you telling them to serve? She actually said she's instructing them to hit it at their best and hardest hitters. When I asked her why, she said, it's because those are the people who are going to hurt us and we want to tire them out. So it's actually not the weaker players who they're looking for, it's the stronger players who they're aiming for on the serves, something to look out for as this game moves along. Back to you guys in the booth.
Nice stuff there from Charlie Benheim. The U.S. now 7 points away from claiming set 2 if they can keep this momentum going. They put up now 3 in a row here to take the lead. As Lowenstein sends it over, and again, Brofman can't handle it. Her second consecutive ace.
Yeah, she's got the magic touch right now, Ethan.
Let's run it back again. A softer serve that time. Brofman corrals this one. Brazil from the left side. Nice dig by Morgan Zeitz. Wasserman bats it over, but it's wide to the left. An attack error awards Brazil the point, 19-16. Back to serve for Brazil, Rai Bachucher. Levin the first to touch it. Left side, Zeitz, tipped. Brazil's got it again. And a thunderous kill that time. Wow, Letitia Albagli. I haven't seen her these last couple of points, but she returns triumphantly that time. A 2-point game, couple in a row for the Brazilians. Serving from the back right. Dive there by Saban. Levin will send it over, a free ball for Brazil. Now Bagley again. Lowenstein gets a hand on it, so does Levin. The U.S. saves it. Right up the middle, popped over and down, Carolina Black. Now 3 in a row for Brazil and a 1-point set.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the U.S., but like you said, Ethan, a fantastic effort to keep that one alive. Brazil inching closer.
Back there again, Bachucher. Brazil going on a little run of their own here. Lobs that serve, and a little miscommunication there. Both Nina Miller and Sophia Levin were there on the first touch, but no one else was able to get there. And now we're tied again at 19.
Yeah, and again, communication is key for the U.S. These mistakes, you know, in that first set, we talked about some of the serve violations that they had, and you know, it has costed them for sure, especially in that first set. Allowed Brazil to kind of run away with it, and now Brazil has come back to tie this second set at 19-all. Timeout
for the United States. A reminder that this U18 girls volleyball game between the U.S. and Brazil is brought to you by Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage, freedom to own your dreams. Brazil making their way back onto the court now. They hold a 1-set-to-none advantage. First time the U.S. has lost a set since their match against Israel just a few days ago. Both teams 2-0. Winner of this game will claim the top seed in the U18 girls volleyball division. Playoffs set to begin tomorrow in semifinals. Winner of this game will play the 4th-seeded Argentina team. As this one set up for the U.S., then there is Morgan Zeitz. She is fired up.
And Morgan Zeitz again, she brings that power. One of the outside hitters on this team. She is the team leader in kills, so they want to get her as many opportunities to go up there and get it as possible.
Caroline Kay to serve this one. Bagley batted back. How about that block there by Netta Saban?
I think they do award Brazil the point, unfortunately, though, Ethan. Again, it's just outside. Saban didn't up. It's impressive. Wasserman and Saban, you know, two of the shorter players on the team, and they were able to get up for the impressive block.
It is tied at 20 here. This has been a close set all the way throughout. Bit of a soft serve there, dive by Levin. And Brazil can't make it happen. It was Carolina Black the last to touch it. It ended up in the front row, but no one was there to send it back over. And the U.S. retakes the lead. Keller Wasserman will be serving, but first a substitution as Joelle Pearlstein is back on for Nina Miller.
Yeah, and with the U.S. closing in on this set, Ethan, they want to get some more size out there.
Brazil on the attack, left side. Al-Bagli's got it. Lowenstein was there in the back row, had to go off her fists. Just what can you do when Al-Bagli's screaming towards him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, used a great describing word earlier, Ethan. You said the thunderous kill by her. Yeah, she definitely gets some velocity behind it. Like you said, really nothing you can do there.
Even at 21. Levin the first to it. Wasserman popped over by the U.S. And Brazil earns the kill. Al-Bagli again. A couple of hands were on that one for the U.S., but it got by them. Brazil up by one yet again. Replay, you saw that Netta Saban was able to get to it. Back to serve, Gabriela Figueiredo. Nice save there by Wasserman, a free ball from Kay. And Brazil able to finish yet again. 3 in a row for Al-Bagli. And they're now 2 points away from going up 2-0 on the United States, and Evelyn Shanefield calls her second timeout of the set.
Yeah, and I think that's a great use of the timeout there. Coach Shanefield, she senses kind of the set slipping away from her team, and so she's going to gather them up here. See our man Charlie Benheim right there in the huddle.
Here we go. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3, USA.
Got to stay positive if you're the United States. That's been what they've been able to do across these first couple of games. If they've ever been down, and that hasn't been very often, they've been able to bounce back.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, what Coach Shanefield kind of describes this team as is, again, just a cohesive team, always super high energy, and we've seen that, Ethan. But she also kind of talked about the team last year, about how they were just gutsy, and, you know, they never stopped. It was always go, go, go. So even with their backs against the wall here, I have faith that the U.S. can make some big-time plays.
Figueiredo serves it over. On the left side, Pearlstein immediately sent back. Nice over-the-shoulder kill there by Netta Saban. Couple of dives, but Brazil unable to get it. And close the gap to 1. It's 23-22. Zeitz with the serve, and it's an ace. Once again, the libero for Brazil, Angela Brofman, can't handle it. It's the third time we've seen an ace in that way. And libero unable to get to that one. Tied at 23, and Brazil's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, well, again, great job out of the timeout by the U.S. 2 straight points. Zeitz with the nice serve there, nets her an ace. And now 2 to go for each side, Ethan. We are going to have quite the finish to this second set.
Big difference between 2-0 and 1-1.
100%. And again, it's been the U.S. bouncing back. I mean, you know, in that first set, Brazil really kind of had their number, and there were a lot of unforced errors by the U.S. I think they've done a better job cleaning that up. You've just seen the talent from both of these teams. I mean, it's a heavyweight fight right now. It really is.
And Brazil heading back onto the court now. It'll be Morgan Zeitz to serve this one for the U.S. Closing in on a set victory, if they can hang on here. Batted away and beyond the bench of Brazil. Another ace for Morgan Zeitz, and the U.S. has set point.
Yeah, she's feeling herself right now. This is dangerous for Brazil.
U.S. anticipating. Here we go. Brofman hits it up. Brazil on the attack. It's going to be a free ball. Can they finish it off? Wasserman pumped over. Saved by Brazil. 11 first to it. And Joelle Pearlstein all the way towards the bench. It's down, and the U.S. have come back to win set 2. How about that? They even up the ledger 1 set apiece, and they needed that, Aaron.
100%, Ethan. I mean, you have to love the resiliency of Coach Shainfield's team. They had, you know, a 21-20 lead and 3 straight for Brazil. It would have been easy for them to give up, right? And instead, they find a way to battle back. Morgan Zeitz with a couple of excellent serves, and the U.S. takes set 2 to even us up at 1 set apiece.
U.S. equalizes. We'll take a break. Set 3 coming up from Hebraica. You're listening to U18 Girls Volleyball, United States and Brazil. Welcome back to Hebraica. Ethan Ibe here alongside Aaron Hook. The 2023 Pan American Maccabi Games continues here on Maccabi Media. U18 Girls Volleyball, United States taking on Brazil. This match tied up 1 set apiece. This match brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments offering students a higher standard of living, as well as Evolution Health Group. Evolution Health Group. We have evolved. So the U.S. equalizing there in set 2. What do they need to do, Aaron, to keep this momentum going?
More of the same. I mean, obviously, you know, you still see smiles out there from the U.S., even when they've been down in sets. I mean, always have a smile on their face. The energy is high. I think they realize that they're good enough where, Ethan, even when they're in a hole, they can dig themselves out of it. Now, that first set, Brazil really just turned it on and we're clicking. But the U.S. found a way in that second set, and now we come in here to a best-of-3 scenario.
It'll be Kayla Wasserman to begin this set for the U.S. Nearly an ace. A nice diving dig there by Bachucher as Brazil sends it over. And there's the set-opening kill by Netta Saban right down Broadway there. 1-0 USA.
Yeah, Saban has really had a knack, Ethan, for opening up each set with a few highlight reel plays. Another one there.
Batted high in the air, and Brazil will send the free ball over. Pearlstein too strong on the attack, just beyond the corner. It's tied at 1. United States dropped the very first set A 25-15 score, winning set number 2 by 2, 25-23.
And that was unfamiliar territory. Again, coming in, the only set they had lost was 25-22. So for Brazil to kind of, you know, run away with it like that, the U.S. had to respond in a situation they hadn't really been in before, and they did a great job.
Brazil back on the board here as Kalinkina unable to get to that one. A 2-1 Brazil lead. It's been Al-Bagli mainly as the offensive star for Brazil today. Carolina Black's gotten in there with a couple of blocks. Gabriel Figueiredo serves. On the left side for Perlstein, spinning back on the block. Point Brazil.
Well, the referee at first, I think, pointed to the U.S., and then Brazil was celebrating. They knew right away, so they go up 3-1.
That was Isabella Simonson on the block. U.S. down a pair. Figueiredo over for Kalinkina on the right side. Zeit sends it over. Another nice dig there. Wasserman sets up Saban, and it's down. Didn't put much on it, but the front row couldn't handle it for Brazil.
Well, we've seen that be effective for the U.S. Again, when you have the ball kind of flying around, it's been Saban a lot of the times to just kind of slow everything down. Just a light little tap slows everybody down, kind of catches them off guard.
Zeitz, the team leader in kills, entering play, serves that one over. Brazil back with it. On the right side, Kalinkina flies in for the kill. That one apparently down. It looked like maybe the libero had been able to get to that one. Manuela Garcia with the play whistle dead, and we're tied at 3. Zeitz begins again. And a nice hit there from Al-Bagli earns her another kill.
Now Zeitz is going to exit to the Ali Cohen into the game. And so again, you know, with the substitution rules, you're allowed to make 6 per set, Ethan, and the 2 players that you swap can only exclusively be swapped for each other outside of the libero, who has a bit more freedom. And so it's tough. You know, coaching changes, strategy. It's you know, a lot tougher to decide who you want out there on the floor in certain situations.
11 on the return that time. Brazil sends it back over. And that one down. Levin can't get to it. And Brazil goes up 5-3. And on that point, Aaron, you know, Evie Shanefield has a ton of experience. She played 4 years, Rider University. She's been coaching for quite a while. I know that this group has the trust in her, and that goes both ways.
Yeah, and obviously she's got the gold medal on her resume as well. And so that obviously her players, some of them being with her as a part of that gold medal team, that trust has already been built in. And those 4 players that were with her last year, Ethan, have stepped up as leaders for this team as well.
Zeitz actually was the only player who was on the U18 team from the previous Maccabi that came back. The 3 that were with Shanefield were Wasserman, Kalinkina, and Lowenstein. Brazil took the last point after Levin couldn't handle the serve, 6-3. An early lead here in set 3. Levin pops this one up. Diving there is Wasserman, and Kalinkina unable to send it back. Goes right into the net. Another point for Brazil.
Yeah, so this is kind of a unique situation. Brazil out to a nice lead early on. First 2 sets, it was a bit back and forth to open up.
So the dangerous Letitia Al-Bagli to serve, and it goes right into the net for a service error. Nice way for the U.S. to get back on the board.
Commentator's jinx right there.
Yeah, maybe so.
Just kidding.
Hedda Saban back behind the line. Libero struggled with that one off the first hit. That was Garcia. It ends up in the net. And a point for the United States. 7-5 now, a couple of points in a row. Back to serve again, Neda Saban. Fires that one over for Al-Bagli, and she sends it towards the left side. No one was there to keep it alive, though. And the U.S. makes it a 1-point set. Pumped up by Garcia. On the right side there, Simonson. Right side again for Perlstein. And blocked by Kay and Kalinkina. Couple of K's combining on the block there, you could say. And the U.S. has tied it up at 7. A great wall right there between those two. Manning that front row, along with Perlstein. And the first serve there by Neda Saban goes into the net for a service error, and Brazil retakes the lead. Miranda Bynes back behind the line for Brazil. On the right side, Kalinkina. Wow, that was vicious. Tied at 8.
U.S. coming out with a lot of energy here in this third set. Now Nina Miller will enter.
Perlstein comes off.
So again, very interesting to see the strategic kind of substitutions for Coach Shanefield. Take out one of your taller players, and you get Miller, very nice server, at the back.
Side tip back by Kay. Brazil keeping it alive here. A free ball. Levin. Kalinkina tips it over. Sent in the air by Simonson on the left side. Batted back again. Brazil resets. Levin pops it right back over. Another block. Miller keeps it alive. Here's Kalinkina. Propped up by Al-Bagli. And a point for Brazil. It goes off the fingertips of Caroline Kay. Another kill for Al-Bagli, and a 9-8 Brazil lead.
Yeah, and when Brazil is getting Al-Bagli touches, it's super tough for the U.S., especially, you know, she likes to kind of aim for the middle and kind of isolate one of those blockers up front for the U.S. And with the velocity she hits that thing with, it's really hard.
U.S. has been tested all this afternoon. Another close set here. And a dive by Kalinkina falls for Brazil. And they take a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, you look at the replay here. Great effort by Kalinkina, kind of coming from the weak side with 2 going over. She was the last player standing there with a chance at it. Great effort, just couldn't get to it.
So here's Isabella Simonson back behind the line for Brazil. United States looking to make the comeback happen here in set 3. They took the previous set 25-23 to even the ledger at 1 apiece. And a point awarded to Brazil. I believe it was a double touch called against the United States. Simonson once again. Levin the first to it. Wasserman goes with it on the second touch, has the point. A little crafty there from the setter.
Yeah, that was nice. Just immediately with the 2 hands up there from Wasserman, just a little right over the top. Brazil not ready for it.
2-point game again. And Kalinkina back there for the U.S. Barrow pops it up. On the left side, Kalinkina. Wasserman for Zeitz. Batted in the air by Simonson, and Brazil keeps it alive. Sent back by Kay. And the play whistle dead, U.S. point. Another double touch, this one on Brazil. A 1-point game.
Excellent block there from the U.S. Kay once again involved in it.
See if the U.S. can tie it up here in set 3. Here's Kalinkina. Garcia. On the right, left side for Zeitz. There it is. That one off the hands of the libero and back behind the court. We're tied at 11. Morgan Zeitz has been just a firecracker out there today for the U.S. Lots of emotion, lots of power in those swings. Big reason why the U.S. have been able to hang in there today. Brazil on the attack and a dive. This one falls, and Brazil awarded the point, 12-11. Nice touch there.
Let's go, Blue.
Winner of this game clinches the top seed in the U18 girls volleyball tournament.
Go USA, side out, girls.
And the winner of this match as well will play Argentina tomorrow in the semifinals. Zeitz. Left side for Brazil, too strong on the attack by Letitia Albagli, and we're evened up again at 12. And that semifinal matchup against Argentina is basically a given. They haven't won a single set this entire tournament, and they're 0-3. They just lost to Israel earlier this afternoon, 3-0. Caroline Kay. Just wide right on the attack. Brazil takes the lead once more. Carolina Black now there to serve for Brazil. This one tips off the net, diving Kalinkina, and it hits the post for a Brazil point. Of a cheeky serve that time from Brazil, but hey, if it works. 14-12 lead now for Brazil. From the left side, it's Zeitz. There it is. Off the hands of Simonson. Morgan Zeitz once again.
U.S. battling back here. This third set, ultra important, Ethan. You're a big baseball guy. They always talked about in a 7-game series, winner of Game 5, you know, has got a pretty good chance to finish it off in a best of 5. Winner of the third set, you know.
This is pivotal, I agree. Batted in the air by Garcia. It'll be a free ball to the U.S. Kalinkina. Wasserman, White's batted back, and a point for Brazil. Albagli, I believe a net violation called against Perlstein of the United States. So a 15-13 lead now for Brazil as they inch closer.
Let's go, Blue.
Gabriela Figueiredo to serve. 11 the first to it. Wasserman sets up Perlstein, and it falls. Simonson attempted the block, went off the net and down. A 1-point set again. Zeitz now back to serve for the U.S. And a strong serve, just too far. Going back behind the line, and it results in a Brazil point.
Again, these unforced errors by the U.S. killers, especially when the set is this close.
Now Bagley hits it over for Brazil. Wasserman to Kalinkina. Brazil can't keep it alive. Last to touch it was Simonson. U.S. hanging in there.
Go to the replay. Kalinkina is having a really good set. She's done a really good job here on this near side for the U.S. She's out of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, she's from Brooklyn. Played for Brooklyn Elite Volleyball in the city.
And there she is again. That one.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was basically served on a silver platter for her. She just had to hammer it down, and she did. We're tied at 16.
She's the MVP of both the volleyball and softball team her junior year.
A couple of multi-sport athletes on this team.
Yep.
Brazil attacking from the right. There to save it is Saban. Wasserman to Zeitz. Dug up by Al-Bagli. The right side, Perlstein. Al-Bagli again. On the left side, it is Rai Bachucher for Brazil on the kill that time. A couple of U.S. hands on it, but Brazil retakes the lead.
But again, the morale remains high as you see the replay here and the kill for the Brazilians. U.S. never wavering energy-wise, morale-wise, very connected group.
And it's going to be a service ace there for Brazil. Off the hands of the back row. Now Brazil cleared by 2.
Side out, girls, side out, USA.
Back to serve Lorena Bynes. Gets it over, diving Levin. Kay tips it, and Brazil unable to handle it there. Carolina Black is trying to set up one of her teammates and just had to go off the edge of her fingers.
Well, if you're the U.S., you want to take advantage of that mistake, Ethan, maybe run off 3 or 4 here and force Brazil to perhaps call a timeout, get in front here late in the set.
Last few sets have been just back and forth. Nice play there by Levin. Perlstein sends it over, and that's down for the kill. Nobody went for it on the Brazil side as it landed in the back right corner. Tied at 18. And USA chants have broken out here at a breakup. Perlstein serves. On the right side for Brazil, and down. A kill for Simonson. Kay was there, so was Kalinkina, but neither, I believe maybe one of them got a hand on it, but Levin couldn't save it behind them. A 1-point lead again for the Brazilians. Here to serve is Simonson. And a right-handed serve goes into the net.
And it's been Brazil here in set number 3, Ethan, with a few of these mistakes that have allowed the U.S. to keep themselves in the set, 19 apiece. And this is where you look for one of the 2 teams to maybe start to pull away.
Team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to come out on top of this one, it seems. Whoever takes advantage, here it is. Simonson into the net again. The attack error follows up the service error, and the U.S. retake the lead, 2019. Well, they did just what you asked, Aaron. Rattled off a few after the miscue. Back to serve, Stacy Kalinkina. Tips off the net and down. Unorthodox, but it works. And the U.S. take a 2-point lead. And a timeout, Brazil.
Yep, a point all the same as that one just squeaking over the net. See Coach Shanefield talking to the girls there as they've taken a 2-point lead here late in the set. And when you were talking to Coach, Ethan, I think she said something really good, and we'll talk about that after we hear from our man Charlie Benheim on the sideline.
Thanks, Ethan. A while back, as I'm now being blocked by a couple players, I spoke to Coach Evie, and she told me in order for her team to get a little bit better, she'd like to see better shot placement. I then went over to the coach of Brazil. He didn't speak any English. I definitely don't speak any Portuguese, but we ended up getting a third party to kind of translate between us. He ended up saying that he thinks his team is playing well. He just wants them to do a little bit better on the serving. Back to you guys now in the booth.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie.
Got to work on that Portuguese, Charlie. Come on, what are we doing?
I think we all have to, Aaron.
Yeah, I agree.
A little bit.
I agree.
The U.S. closing in here in set 3, leading by 2. Kalinkina on the serve. Brazil gets the kill. Simonson off the tip. Now it's a 1-point game again.
Right before we went to Charlie, I was saying you got a really good tidbit out of Coach Ethan. She said that her team likes to turn the chaos late in the set, high stakes, turn it into something positive. They did that in set number 2, able to come back and win it. Now with a 1-point lead, let's see how they finish it off.
The exact quote was "thrive off of chaos," as Brazil has tied it up again here. 21 all.
We knew we'd be here, right? These two teams at this point know each other very, very well. It's going to come down to the wire once again.
For Brazil, it's Rybachucher to serve. Perlstein the first to it. Wasserman sets up K, and too strong on the attack. Lands beyond the back line, and a 1-point lead now for Brazil. Timeout, USA. So right out of the timeout, Brazil rattles off 3 in a row, and now the balance has shifted.
And again, 2 timeouts per set. Both coaches have pretty much held off until later in the set to use them, Ethan, which I think is a good idea. You know, again, strategy is paramount when a couple of points could decide this thing. And again, getting ahead 2-1 in the best of 5 is always a good place to be. So the U.S., once again, in a close one, it's all about finishing these off. It's really been back and forth the whole way here in set number 3.
Brazil took the first set 25-15. United States claimed set 2. It was a 25-23 score. Brazil up 1 here in the third set. Here's Bachucher. Left side for Zeitz. And once again, too powerful on that stroke. And another point for Brazil off the attack error.
And the U.S. has been here before, I should say. Set number 2, they were down by 2. This exact score, and they rattled off 4 straight to win it.
Brazil starts it off. Wasserman sets up K, pokes it over. And K right there to block it back. Excellent. Or check that, that was actually out of bounds, my mistake.
And so they give it to Brazil. Again, a great play by K to go for the block. Unfortunately, the ball just trickles out of bounds, and now Brazil on the verge of taking this third set all of a sudden.
A set point for the Brazilians. Here's by Chucher. Levin. Wasserman tries to handle it herself, but right there to send it back, Carolina Black, and Brazil takes set 3. Right after that Brazil timeout, they were on a roll, and they take it 25-21, and they're 1 set away from claiming the top seed in the U18 girls volleyball tournament. We'll go to a break here from Hebraica. U.S. on the ropes when we come back for set 4. Welcome back to Maccabi Media's coverage of U18 girls volleyball. It's the United States and Brazil. Brazil with a 2-1 set advantage here from Hebraica. This broadcast brought to you by Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage, freedom to own your dreams. Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments offering students a higher standard of living. And Evolution Health Group. Evolution Health Group, we have evolved. Ethan Ipe here alongside Aaron Hook for set 4. Brazil battling back to claim that third set. The U.S. has to respond.
Absolutely, Ethan. I think you talked about turning chaos into a positive, thriving off of it. I think the U.S. has to embrace the back-to-the-wall mentality that they are in right now. Again, in this best-of-5, Brazil taking the third set. The U.S. now has to win 2 straight in order to complete group play undefeated and earn that top seed. And so if they want it, they've got to embrace it. Again, having their backs to the wall, being the underdogs in this situation now, they're going to have to find ways. And we've seen Brazil very technically sound, the U.S. with a lot of power, a lot of talent, but also a very connected group. I think it's been a fantastic match to watch, Ethan, and I know you agree. And I think no matter if we get to a 5th set or not, we're in for a really, really good finish.
All 4 teams in this tournament will begin their playoffs tomorrow with the semifinals. Winner of this match plays the 0-3 Argentina squad, while the loser will face Team Israel, who just won earlier this afternoon against Argentina 3-0. So they finished the tournament 1-2. This very well could be a preview of the gold medal match. And it has been a great one, all things considered. Brazil will start us off. Gabriela Figueiredo will serve. The first one goes to Levin on the dive. On the right side, Perlstein. She's got the kill. 1-0 USA.
I think getting off to a really good start here is imperative for the U.S. You want to build out maybe a 3 or 4 point lead, have a little bit of a cushion, so those mistakes, which, you know, at this point I think we can say are a bit inevitable. These 2 teams are really, really good, and the margin for error is really small. So I think having that cushion is going to play into the U.S.'s favor here early on in this 4th set.
Morgan Zeitz to serve for the U.S. Brazil going from the right, and Zeitz, the first to touch, goes out of bounds. Point for Brazil. Letitia Albagli on the kill. Said it before, we'll say it again. She's the most dangerous Brazil player out there. Great blocking skills, great swinging skills as well. Serving as well. Is this one off the hands of Levin and beyond the U.S. bench? A service ace for Albagli. 2-1 Brazil leads. That one just spun off her hands. Sometimes it happens. USA ready. Here's Albagli's serve. Levin to Wasserman, then to Nina Miller. And it falls. It's actually Neda Saban on the kill that time. A little bit of miscommunication, I think, on the Brazil side. Tied at 2.
Saban now to serve. She's done a really good job, Ethan, again, parlaying those kills. And when she has had that opportunity to serve right after, she's usually been able to get the U.S. a couple of points that way as well.
Brazil going from the right, and it's down. That's a great technical hit there, as Brazil retakes the lead early.
You watch it here, yeah, up in the air. You said it, very technical, Ethan, right over the top, and nothing that Saban could have done about that one.
Back to serve for Brazil, Lorena Bynes. Powerful serve goes to Levin. On the right side, Perlstein forces it over, and it's down for the kill. Now Bagley dove for it, couldn't keep it alive, even at 3. So Perlstein subbed off. Back on the court now, Nina Miller, and she'll serve. Serve lob towards the back row. On the left side, it is down for Brazil. Kalikina was right there, but it just went beyond the reach. Brazil ready to roll again with Isabella Simonson. Tips off the top of the net. Nita Miller dove for it and deflected out of bounds for a Brazil kill. 5-3, they lead it. An ace there from Simonson, and she'll go back to the line. Levin to Wasserman, Kalinkina off her palm. And that one just barely stays in bounds. Finds the top left corner of the court. Simonson for her third attempt. Brazil with a commanding lead here in set 4, which could be the clincher for them. Kay on a couple of efforts that time. Kalinkina with a free ball. Brazil with an opportunity. And they cannot convert. Too strong from Chucher. Wide left on the attack. It's 6-4 Brazil.
It was a nice run there by Brazil, and then building out that lead, and the U.S. now with a chance to respond.
So Kalinkina will toe the line. Nice serve there. Out of system ball, and U.S. awarded the point. Couple of hands on the net that time. It's a 1-point set. Kalinkina runs it back. Twirls in the air. The left side by Chucher. It'll be Zeitz to hit it over. Brazil ready to roll, and blocked by Kay. It stays alive, and wow, what a recovery by Brazil and Carolina Black, sending it to the other side of the court for the kill.
Yeah, well, you see here the initial block by Kay, and then the return touch right away. Nobody there for the U.S., just out of position. We're caught watching a little bit that time.
7-5. Brazil with the early lead. Here we go. The Morgan Zeitz on the left side, too strong on the attack, and the U.S. calling. Let's have another look at that one. They contend that it went off of some fingertips in the front row, but Brazil awarded the point. It's 8-5. Don't believe there was any challenges at the Maccabi Games, Aaron.
Don't think so.
Kalinkina, the first on it. Caroline Kay is going to get herself a kill. Deflected off the hands of a front row player. Coming on the court now, Netta Saban. Off goes the libero, Sophia Levin. And Kay will serve. The U.S. down 2. And right into the net for a service error. Her second of the game. And right back on the court comes Levin. Well, Brazil back with it. And it'll be Carolina Black. Levin the dig. And Zeitz with a powerful, powerful stroke that time around. Earns herself a kill and draws this set to 1. Or to 2, rather.
You know, I love the energy that she brings. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like Russell Westbrook, man. When he used to throw that thing down, and then he would scream at the top of his lungs. So trying to get her team fired up. Another service error, though, for the U.S. Cannot afford those at this stage.
Yeah, back-to-back from the U.S. That one from Kayla Wasserman. And they give that point right back. Brazil clear by 3. Lead 2-1. They could clinch the top seed with this win here. Wasserman sets up Perlstein. And that one on a couple of bounces. Wow, that was nearly over from Raya Bachucher. But it just went off the top of the net. Would have been an incredible save for Brazil had it worked out.
Yeah, look at this again. What an absolutely great effort by the Brazilians. 3 players hitting the deck, and they just can't get it over.
Here's Morgan Zeitz. On the right side. Perlstein nearly blocked back. Simonson gives it up to Al-Bagli. What a save by Wasserman, but put back by Simonson. And Brazil makes it 12-8. Good defense there by the U.S. They were just caught flat-footed there. Nothing they could have done.
Try again there for Brazil. More specifically, Simonson got her first one returned very nicely, like you said, by Wasserman, but then right back to her, and she made good on the second effort.
Back to serve, Al-Bagli. Off the net, dug out by Saban. And it's down for Kalinkina, hit off of a Brazil player. No one there to recover it.
Miscommunication, you said it, Ethan. Everyone just kind of backed away from it here as you see it. Yep, everyone just kind of watching. Error on the side of the Brazilians that time.
Still a 3-point game. Neda Saban to serve. Just over, and a service ace for the U.S. off the hands of Lorena Bynes. Nice job there by Saban. Saban will try it again. Off the hands of the libero. The right side by Chucher. Diving for that one. Zali Cohen sent over. Figueredo sets up Simonson, and too strong on the attack. The U.S. tack on another, and it's a 1-point set, 12-11 Brazil. Saban once again.
Get up, girls, get up.
Tipped over, batted up in the air by Wasserman. Lowenstein can't handle that one. They were trying to just get that over like a free ball, but didn't work out. Brazil's been out in front for most of this set. The U.S. continuing to play catch-up. Lowenstein gets it back over, slammed down by Simonson off the hands of Levin. Another point for Brazil. They go up by 3.
See the replay here. Simonson getting up 2 hands for safety that time. And Brazil extends the lead, like you said, Ethan.
Here's Lorena Bynes. Ali Cohen in the air back behind the service line. Lowenstein, and now Kay to send it over. Nice dig by Levin, back towards the front row, and it goes off the net on the U.S. side. A point for Brazil, and a timeout called by Evelyn Shanefield.
So Brazil up 4, as we see Charlie Benheim here in the huddle, and obviously we'll take a listen in.
Be down, low, and ready. Your weight going forward, and you're ready to hit the ground if the ball hits the ground. No ball drops without someone hitting the ground. Do you understand? Okay? Work hard. Let's go.
USA on 3.
1, 2, 3, USA.
And Ethan, we mentioned how imperative this one is, the winner getting that top spot in the in the U18 division. As you see, both these teams coming in undefeated. So with Israel going up against Argentina earlier today, Argentina fell to 0-3 like you've been saying. Israel at 1-2. And the winner of this one will finish group play undefeated, 3-0.
U.S. on the attack, a free ball. On the right side, down. Another kill for Brazil, and they march ever so closely to victory. They're up by 5 now.
And Coach Shanefield just a little desperation in that huddle, right? She's saying, guys, none of this, ball's hitting the floor without any sort of effort, right? We've got to go all out at this point. Down by 5 here in this 4th set. Got to leave it all out there.
Back to serve, Lorena Bynes. 11 the first to it. Wasserman for Kay, batted back. That one going over, yes it is. Result from the left side, what a kill there by Raya Bachucher, going from left side over to the right on that one.
And Bachucher, as you see here, able to sneak it over that tandem of Pearlstein and Kay. Not easy to do, but she finds a soft spot, and Brazil extends their lead.
8 points away from a win. Make that 7 as Lowenstein deflects it out of bounds. 18-11 Brazil. And Lowenstein will sub out now for Stacy Kalinkina.
Even more size now for the U.S. out there.
Allie Cohen, Sophia 11. Kayla Wasserman, Carolyn Kay, and Joelle Pearlstein all out there with her. U.S. working the right side. Tipped up by Chucher. Dug out by Cohen. There is Kay. Brazil keeps it up. Levin, a nice reach there. Kalinkina off the hands of Simonson. Levin calling for it. Over to that one. Kalinkina on the top left part of the court gets it down and breaks that run by Brazil.
Yeah, you said it. The United States really needed that one. A long run for Brazil.
Be Joelle Pearlstein to serve. On the right side, that's down for Brazil. Simonson again got through that wall of the K's, Kalinkina and Kay. Call it the K wall.
I like that, yeah. They've done that a couple of times.
Simonson back to serve for Brazil. Not quite sure what happened there.
Well, they've awarded the point to Brazil, and the U.S. wants an explanation. Either way, Brazil's within 5 now, Ethan.
Yeah, they are just running away with it here in set 4. Took sets 1 and 3, scores of 25-15 and 25-21. USA got set 2, 25-23. They're clear by 8 at this point as Kay keeps it alive for the U.S. Kalinkina. Figueredo puts it up. Levin digs it out. Left side, Kalinkina again. Keep hammering it home. Nice job there by Lowenstein. It goes into the net, and another point for Brazil. And it seems like just a matter of time now. They're 4 points away from a win today.
And you wonder if Coach Shanefield may be thinking about burning one of those timeouts at this point. Maybe trying to just slow everything down, regroup.
They still have one more. Simonson behind the line for Brazil. 11 the first to it. Wasserman sets up Kalinkina. Pair of Brazilians there to keep it up. Dive by Zeitz. Kay pokes it. Now Bagley with the free ball. And poked over by Chucher. Pearlstein couldn't save it. And that'll be another timeout for the U.S. as Brazil now 2 points away from the win.
Yeah, Brazil has gone on a nice run, Ethan, and just executing right now. The U.S. kind of in similar fashion to that first set, would be a little bit disjointed right now. Brazil 2 sets away from taking this one and finishing group play undefeated.
U.S. back on the court now. We'll see if this latest talk from Shanefield does them any good. They are on the ropes here at Hebraica. Simonson to serve for Brazil. Off the arms of Pearlstein, then Wasserman. Kalinka another free ball. Brazil setting up right down the middle, and that's gonna fall. They tip it over the K-wall, and Brazil's got match point.
Yeah, well, the K-wall that time falling for it, both committing to that one and over their heads, and Brazil has match point right here.
Brazil can feel it, and they want it right now. Here's Simonson. And that'll do it. Off the hands of Levin, Brazil takes the win this afternoon, 25-12, the final set. They take it 3-1. And they get the top spot in the U18 girls volleyball division. The U.S. finishes up group play with a 2-1 record. Brazil undefeated overall. It was just their day from start to finish, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, those 2 sets, 2 and 3, were very, very competitive, but the bookends, first set, fourth set, Brazil really did dominate, Ethan, as we saw. Look, this U.S. team is very, very talented. They'll have a good Israel team tomorrow in the semifinals. It's not going to be a freebie. It'll be a test. But if they can get by them, I think they're itching for a chance at a rematch with this Brazil team right now.
From being around this U.S. team and E.B. Shanefield as well, we know that they have the mentality to make that comeback happen. But we'll just have to wait and see if this girls volleyball team can make some noise in the playoffs here coming up tomorrow. It'll be either a 4 or 6 o'clock game. We will not be streaming it, but we will look to see what Shanefield's group can do. They will face Israel. Meanwhile, Brazil will play Argentina tomorrow here at Hebraica. I want to thank you all for tuning in to this live stream on Maccabi USA. Happy New Year, everybody. Ethan Ive here alongside Aaron Hook, and we will see you next time.